Welcome back to Africa Uncovered. Before we begin, I want you to imagine something. Imagine you're standing on a beautiful island surrounded by crystal clear water. The sun is shining, the waves are calm. The view looks like paradise. But hidden beneath the trees, wrapped around branches, sliding through the grass, waiting under rocks, are thousands of deadly snakes. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. And here's the terrifying part. Some experts believe that on certain parts of this island, there can be one snake for every few square meters. Now let me ask you something. Would you spend 1 hour on this island for $1 million? Tell me your answer in the comments right now. And if you enjoy mysterious places, survival stories, and hidden secrets from around the world, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Africa Uncovered, and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. Because today's story is about a place so dangerous that ordinary people are completely banned from visiting it. A place where nature became the ruler. A place known around the world as Snake Island. And once you discover what happened there, you'll understand why almost nobody is allowed to step foot on it. The story begins off the coast of Brazil. From a distance, the island looks harmless. Beautiful green forests cover the hills, white waves crash against the rocks, seabirds circle above the trees. To an outsider, it looks like the perfect tropical paradise. But appearances can be deceiving, because hidden within that forest is one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes on Earth. The island's official name is Ilha da Queimada Grande. Most people simply call it Snake Island. Located about 35 kilometers from the Brazilian coastline, this isolated piece of land has become famous for one reason: the snakes. Lots of snakes, deadly snakes. And not just any snakes, one of the most venomous species on Earth, the Golden Lancehead Viper. A snake so dangerous that its venom can melt flesh, destroy tissue, and cause severe internal damage. Even experienced snake experts treat it with extreme caution. But how did this happen? How did an entire island become overrun by deadly snakes? To understand that mystery, we must travel thousands of years into the past. Long before humans arrived, long before boats crossed these waters, long before the island became feared around the world. At one time, Snake Island wasn't an island at all. It was connected to the mainland. Animals moved freely across the landscape. Predators hunted prey. Life followed its natural balance. Then something changed. Sea levels began rising. Slowly, relentlessly. The land connecting the island to the mainland disappeared beneath the ocean. What was once part of Brazil became isolated forever, and the snakes trapped there faced a problem. A very serious problem. Their normal food sources began disappearing. Many animals couldn't survive the isolation. The ecosystem changed. Food became scarce. Only the strongest species adapted, and among them, the Golden Lancehead. Over thousands of years, evolution transformed these snakes into highly efficient predators. Birds became their primary source of food. Migratory birds would stop on the island during long journeys. For the snakes, those birds became essential for survival. Natural selection worked relentlessly. The fastest hunters survived. The most effective venom survived. Generation after generation, the snakes became more specialized, more efficient, more dangerous. The island itself became a giant natural laboratory, a place where evolution quietly created one of the deadliest predators on Earth. Today, scientists estimate that thousands of snakes live there. And because the island remains isolated, the species evolved differently from relatives on the mainland. The Golden Lancehead exists nowhere else on Earth. Only here. Only on Snake Island. which means if this species disappears from the island, it disappears forever. But despite its scientific importance, the island's reputation became dominated by fear. Stories began spreading, some true, some exaggerated, some impossible to verify. Fishermen spoke of seeing snakes hanging from branches. Others claimed the ground itself seemed alive. Visitors described the unsettling feeling of constantly being watched. Every step required caution. Every tree branch demanded attention. Every shadow could hide danger. And then came the stories that truly captured public imagination. One of the most famous legends involves a lighthouse keeper. According to the tale, a family once lived in the island's lighthouse. One night, snakes allegedly entered the building through windows and cracks. The family tried to escape, but panic took over. The story claims they ran into the darkness, where even more snakes waited. Whether every detail is true remains uncertain. But the story spread across Brazil, and with each retelling, Snake Island became more terrifying. The reality, however, was already frightening enough. Scientists who visit the island today follow strict safety procedures. Medical plans are prepared in advance. Protective equipment is essential. Visits are carefully controlled. Nobody casually explores Snake Island, because even one mistake can become a life-threatening emergency. Imagine walking through dense vegetation. Every branch above your head could hold a snake. Every step could place you inches away from danger. Your eyes constantly scan the surroundings. Your heart beats faster. Your mind never relaxes. Now imagine doing that while knowing the nearest hospital is far away across open water. That is the reality researchers face. Yet despite the danger, scientists continue visiting. Because Snake Island contains secrets. Important secrets. The Golden Lancehead's venom fascinates researchers. Medical scientists study its chemical properties. Some compounds found in snake venom have contributed to important medical developments around the world. What appears terrifying may also hold valuable scientific knowledge. Nature often works that way. The most dangerous things sometimes teach humanity the greatest lessons. But Snake Island isn't just a story about snakes. It's a story about isolation. A story about survival. A story about adaptation. For thousands of years, these snakes survived on a tiny island separated from the rest of the world. They adapted to changing conditions. They evolved unique characteristics. They became masters of their environment. And in doing so, they created one of the most remarkable ecosystems on Earth. Ironically, the greatest threat to Snake Island today isn't the snakes. It's humans. Illegal wildlife trafficking has become a serious concern. Because the golden lancehead is rare, collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts of money for exotic animals. That demand creates danger, not only for people, but for the species itself. Scientists worry about conservation. They worry about protecting the island. They worry about preserving a unique part of Earth's biodiversity. Because once something this rare is lost, it cannot be replaced. And that brings us to an important question. Who is really trapped? The humans who are forbidden from entering the island, or the snakes that have spent thousands of years isolated there? Perhaps the answer is both. One trapped by fear, the other trapped by geography, yet both connected by survival. As the sun sets over Snake Island, the forest becomes quieter. Shadows grow longer. The ocean reflects orange and red colors across the horizon. From a distance, the island looks peaceful, beautiful even. Nobody would guess what hides beneath the trees. Nobody would imagine the countless predators waiting silently in the darkness. And maybe that's why Snake Island fascinates people around the world, because it reminds us of something modern society often forgets. There are still places on Earth where nature remains in control. Places where humans are not the dominant force. Places where survival depends on respecting the environment rather than conquering it. Snake Island is one of those places. A tiny piece of land that became famous through isolation, evolution, and survival. A place feared by many, studied by scientists, protected by authorities, and ruled by snakes. So now, I want to hear from you. Would you spend one full night alone on Snake Island for $10 million? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching Africa Uncovered. And remember, sometimes the most beautiful places on Earth hide the deadliest secrets. See you in the next mystery.